watching Thrifty Kaniffy. Hello everyone and welcome to Thrifty Kaniffy. Well, you might be able to tell right off the bat that this is going to be an episode that concentrates on my man, Jersey Knife Guy. So what do we got here? Well, Jersey sent me a knife. We're going to take a look at that today and give him my thoughts, give you guys my thoughts on that knife. And it's a nice one. We must point out that Jersey has been going around sending people stuff throughout the community just for his appreciation of what they do. And there's been a lot of gifting in the community in the last week, 2 weeks, and I just can't even keep up with all the stuff that's going on. The community has really exploded in the last couple of months in terms of the number of people doing traditional knife reviews, and that is fantastic, and everyone should just be thrilled with the direction of the hobby for the traditional collector. But we're looking at this guy today. This is the Boker tree brand, the traditional series 2.0. So apparently there was an earlier traditional series. Now we've got another. And this is model number 110815. 110815. Let me just give you a quick look at the box. Got a little something pamphlet-wise in there. I'm not going to pull that out, but you've got the tree brand on there. And this knife is imported from Germany. Now, what exactly that means, I'm not even going to try to speculate. I know that Boker does some stuff that involves, shipping parts from and to, and whether it's made here or whether it's made there, or, the parts wise, where it's assembled. Is it Soligen? Is it another factory in Germany? I'm not going to get into all that. You guys can tell me. Because it seems like every time I try to say something, somebody tells me I'm wrong, and then you end up with 3 or 4 commenters saying it was this, and they all differ from one another. So I'll let you guys speculate what that's all about. The Boker website says, Germany, made in Germany. So that's what I'm going to go with. What we have here, something very similar to a knife that I own, right? And one that I carry a lot. This is the Old Timer 50TH, which is from the Heritage series. This is the Bruin that they make, right? And you can see you've got this drop point style blade, and it's a lockback. Now, these aren't exactly the same. The bolster on this is quite a bit larger, but they are very similar. This is a bear head, obviously, and then you've got the bolster on the end of this one, which I think is really lovely. But they are very similar in terms of their blades. Now, we'll get more into that, but I want to read something from Pete. He sent me a little note with the package. And by the way, he told me this was going to be coming, but yeah, he wanted to have me review it before he reviewed his, because he wanted me to give my take on what the knife is and such. So he says, "Hey John, I kind of know your style and was wondering your thoughts on this knife. This is the Boker Lockback Gentleman's Knife in smooth gray bone. This is the second one I'm trying, and I'm super impressed with the quality, fit, and finish. This is a new series that Boker is doing called the Traditional Series. I think this line is targeted for the guy that wants a little more than the Magnum line. It is right in between this knife. Right, Magnum line is right in between. And it comes in at $48.95. I think it's a great deal at this price point. The country of origin says Germany. It is not a Chinese-made knife, so there you go. You can look it up and see what you come up with if you want, which I already did, and I agree. Anyway, I hope you like it. Can't wait to see what your thoughts are. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate all you do. Stay well, Pete." So, yeah, it just gives you an insight just how cool a dude Pete is. He's the genuine article, man. And he's very passionate about knives. And I can just kind of see, what he would think of this particular knife as being pretty nice, especially for like $50. Now, that's not like the cheapest, most budget thing, but when you look at the D2 blade steel, the quality of that bone material, You know, the Boker brand, you're going to pay a little bit of a premium for the brand, right? I mean, it's not going to just be Rough Rider Central prices around here. When you get, you know, the Boker name on there, you're going to pay a little premium for that. Plus, they got to import the stuff, so there's a little bit of price involved in that from Germany, which probably has higher taxes and so forth. So, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why it's priced what it's priced. But what to know is you get this wonderful gentleman's knife, and that is very much what it is. Now, I picked up a Boker Jewel, which I use also. It's a little smaller than this one. I should have pulled it out to compare, but you get the Tree brand logo there on the blade, etched in there. You got the Boker logo, right? Nickel silver bolsters, probably either a brass or nickel silver shield there. It says Germany on it with the tree. And then the wonderful scales here. This is a gray bone, and I don't have anything in gray bone. Now, it's kind of funny that this is actually the same color almost, but just a coincidence. This is bone, this is not. It's like a pack of wood, you know. So the handle material is far superior to the old timer. So there's that. But you get this wonderful, look at this color transition here. Just that swirl. Right. I guess I do have some Imperials that are a lighter gray, but nothing dark like this. This is like a smoky gray. So I don't have anything quite like this. I have that cracked ice material in the Imperial knives, but this is quite a bit different from that. Now, it's not exactly perfect. I think that this bolster here to the handle, there's a little bit of a gap there, but it's pretty minimal. I can just catch my finger on it, but other than that, I'm not really seeing any problems with this knife. The gapping, there's really not. I mean, it's not 100% equal on both sides. I think that probably has to do with the materials not being 100% flat. It doesn't have anything to do with the tightness of the construction. You can see maybe a little bit more of a line on one side than the other, but I mean, you're really nitpicking at that point. And you got the corners nice and flush to the edges of the bolsters there, which I always find that to be like a sign of quality when you can achieve that right here, and right here. All is pretty flush. So yeah, because it takes some craftsmanship to be able to do that without over grinding that corner there. So yeah, overall fit and finish is really nice, and again, it's right at that $50 price point, so it just squeaks into my budget review price, $48.95. And let's take a look at the blade a little more here. So we got a drop point blade. Again, it's D2 steel. You get the nail nick there, and we can take a look at that blade edge. Pretty even. It's a little bit thin. Ooh, just about poked myself there. At the base here, it's a little bit thin, but it does get a little broader at the tip. But it's not too bad along the main portion of the blade here. Pretty even. Now if we look at the other side, you can see maybe not quite as heavy at the tip as it is the other side, but I think overall it's more even. So let's take a little cut test here, if we may, and see what the blade sharpness is like. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're not having any problems cutting it at all. So, I mean, it's plenty sharp. Could it be refined? Yeah, I think it could. You could probably strop it and get some of the smaller little grooves in the blade, the choppiness of the, just the smoothness of the edge. You can get that mirror finish on there if you stropped it a bit and gave a little bit of a touch up, but that's okay. I mean, out of the box, you don't generally ever get anything, especially in this price range, that's going to be a mirror finish. So overall, just think it's a great design. Obviously, it's one that I carry all the time, so it's one I like, and I think it's probably built a little better because it has that rear bolster where this is a bear head, so it's going to be a little more durable. And I mean, I could see this fitting right in the same slip that I carry this one in, and like it would, the slip wouldn't know the difference, you know, because it's so much similar. Now you'll see that the blade appears to be longer on this knife when actually it's not. It's just that the bolster is extended more on this knife. You can see how if I line up the drop cut there, that the blades line up pretty much evenly. Now this nail nick appears to be a little smaller than that one. This one droops down a little more. This one's more straight across. But they're very similar blades. So yeah, that's a winner, man. For $50, you know, that may not be the first choice of many people when they can get other more budget knives, but you know, how many Bokers do you have in your collection? You might want to kind of branch out a little bit to the Boker brand, right? I'm just so proud of my pun there. So proud it just happened by accident. So yeah, it's a beautiful knife. What can I say? German knife from Boker. Beautiful gentleman's carry. This is definitely a Sunday knife, right? I know there was just a open tag going around, and I didn't participate in that one, but here, let me throw this one into that mix. This would be one that I would put in that, you know, open tag where there was an event, right? It's so classy, such a classy knife. Just to go with your coat and tie, and maybe even if you're wearing a tux, right? This would go with that. This is just a really elegant looking knife. So very cool. The lock mechanism works really well too, right? Beautiful mirror finish on the blades. The nail nick's done really well. Very smooth action. Yeah, and it's easy to close. Not having to fight that. So yeah, might just have replaced the old timer. I might have to just kind of toss that one aside and we'll just use this instead. So thank you, Jersey. I think you've just given me a new everyday carry. Very much appreciate it. So thank you again to Nerdsy Knife Guy, Jersey Knife Guy, $48.95, Boker, smooth gray bone, German imported, gentleman's lockback from the traditional 2.0 series from Boker. Now, again, you can get this on Knives Plus, I know for sure, and it might be also available in time on Chicago Knife Works, but right now it's out of stock. So that's my thoughts on this knife. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Go check out Jersey's channel. Super good dude. Lets you know what the time and temp is in New Jersey every day. I mean, where else can you find that information? Fantastic. We'll talk to you later. Thanks.